Every month, dozens of horror games come out, too many to play, but I choose the most interesting ones and give them a shot. Today, we're gonna cover the best ones. I love this game. It's called Desolation, and it's just done so well as a found footage game. Look, I'm biased because I love found footage games, and this one has great visuals and the sound design's great in it. The game sets it up at night, so you have to look through your camera with night vision, and the atmosphere is so creepy. And because you're so zoomed in this camera, the jump scares got me so bad. How about that? Oh, here we go. I'm just a dumbass. Ah! What the fuck is that? And my favorite part of this game, and the strongest aspect, is the sound design, just how creepy the night feels when everything's raining, there's wind blowing. It does it so well, and I love this game for doing it that well as a found footage game, because I don't think we get that often. Okay. I love this game, but it's not the best out there. Like, there are flaws with it. It's very short. It's like about 30 minutes long. It's very easy to get lost in this area. Like, it's not very clear on where to go a lot of times. And also, the end monster that you see, you don't get to see it that much. Like, it's a very, very small bit of the game, like a few minutes max. But it's still such a well-made game. I hope they make another one. Next up is Where the Walls Breathe. When I got this, I thought it was just gonna be a typical like little horror game that's set in one room. You move things from one end of the room to the other end, where it spooks you a couple times because you're supposed to be moving boxes and stuff. And it ended up being better than I thought it would be, to be frank. Once the game opens up to the rest of the house, it gets so creepy, and it has one of my favorite horror tropes of all time: creepy cartoons on the TV. Okay. What? So one of my favorite horror games of all time is Visage, and this game reminds me so much of Visage. It has the same creepy vibes of being trapped in a house with this paranormal entity hunting you, causing you to slowly go insane. But the similarities don't end just there. The house itself, the design of this house in this game, is very similar to Visage. I don't know if there's a pre-made asset both devs used, but it seems like they have the same hallways, they have the same foyer, and very similar layouts in some areas of the house. And also, this dev did something similar to Visage, having this twisted hallway that you have to walk down. So in Visage, there's this one section where you have to go down this hallway that twists the further you go down it. And I know it's not the most original idea, but Visage does it very well. This game tries to do its own version of that, essentially, and it just adds on to the similarities between this and Visage. Overall, I really liked this game. It was fun, it was creepy, it does what it wanted to set out to do well. Ultimately, it's one of the better games I played from the month of February. It's not amazing, but I did have fun playing it. It had some spooky vibes, and it had a lot of inspiration from Visage, or at least I feel like it had inspiration from Visage. Though it's not the best game, I did enjoy it. So this next horror game is probably the next one I feel most conflicted about. It's called Broken Lore Low. So it's set in a Japanese town that's very foggy and gives you Silent Hill vibes. And you follow a story of a up-and-coming J-pop idol, essentially. So what this game does well is that it sets up a creepy environment in a town that feels almost abandoned. The characters introduced have this weird animation. It's very uncanny. And the cadence of their speech gives you these vibes that something's deeply wrong. And I love it. It's so good.
I must say, your voice has something hypnotic. There's a depth to you that transcends music.
So this game sets up these creepy characters very well, and it's a constant feel of like something's going wrong. And as that feeling builds up in you, the environment around you changes and gets creepier as well. So the story is incredibly dark, but it's very interesting to see it kind of like the viewpoint of a J-pop idol in the industry, because that's kind of a viewpoint you don't see that often in storytelling. Even at one point, it introduces your rival J-pop idol, and you can feel like there's something deeply wrong with her when she introduces herself. Ooh, fuck, man.
Are you looking for something here?
Yes, I'm looking for a way out. Get me out.
I'm just a bit lost, I guess.
Lost? Or maybe you're trying to find your place, like me. Hideki, the producer, has spoken a lot about
Oh yeah,
you.
that creep?
You're the other one, right?
How
That's my lighter!
did you know that?
Hideki has a nose for talent.
So something I didn't expect from this game is that it changed its visual style very drastically in the middle of it, because it went from a modern, typical horror game, you know, to this PS1 graphics look that kind of changed the whole tone of the horror in the game. And I loved it. I was all there for it because it was very refreshing just to see this. It changes the whole horror atmosphere of the game with the characters looking creepy in a different way. And then when you actually get to the scary bits of the feudal Japan section, it's great. I love it visually. What the hell? We're so rich we can afford to have a whole room dedicated to a ghost? Other rooms are so 2010 now, I know. Imagine being so rich that you can have a whole attic dedicated to a fucking ghost. Oh my god. Ma'am, do you need help? Ma'am, do you need help? Do you need... Oh, fuck. So at the end, the game does introduce a very creepy monster as well to chase you around. So the game keeps adding new little things to it to keep it a little bit fresh. But I struggled loving this game because of one thing, and that's just the walking sim it kind of became, because you walk for an absurd amount of time in this game, like a lot. So I did a supercut of all the time you spend walking in this game, and I personally spent about 15 minutes walking in this game, and my playtime in the game itself is about 50 minutes. So you spend a good chunk of the game just walking, trying to see something happening. I understand the desire of wanting to build up tension, but this just took too long to get to those payoff moments. And the final thing I think I have a problem with is that the end objective is that you have to collect these candles that you have to make sure they don't go out, but if you sprint too fast, they go out. So it becomes kind of like a walking sim fetch quest at the very end of the game after it introduced this very creepy monster. So it just feels like the game keeps dragging and dragging on, trying to get a little bit more playtime out of very unfun mechanics. Overall, the game is really good. I just wish the bloat on walking times would like cut down a bit, because I feel like it takes away from the game a bit. I think the story was amazingly done, and there's so much love put into this. I just think there's a little bit of bloat in terms of like trying to get the playtime up with all this walking around. Ultimately though, it is a great game. So finally, it's this observation type game akin to Observation Duty. It's called Dream Cage. So there's not too much to say about this because it's like your other observation games like Observation Duty, Captured, where you find anomalies and you record them. But this game just does it very well, and it kicked my ass while doing it. Personally, I just really like the setting. The RGB lighting is just funny to me, and honestly kind of like adds to the aesthetic of the whole game. It's just fun. The monster that's chasing you is also somewhat creepy, and it's shocked me a couple times while playing. Oh! Okay. Okay, I see. As the game progresses and you become more insane, more anomalies and more events happen, and I enjoyed seeing them because they were very entertaining, seeing the apartment go crazy as you walk around trying to find these anomalies. What the fuck? Nope, stay open. Oh! Fucking hell, what the fuck? Oh! Stop! Stop! I don't even have a camera! I couldn't even find the camera! Ah! I don't want music, turn it off! Turn off the music, it's not fun! We're not having fun! Bro! Stop! Stop window. Overall, I did enjoy it. It was a fun observation game. It was one of the better games I played from February, but also consider it's $8, so probably way on a sale. It's not worth it at $8 in my opinion, but it was one of the better games I did play from that month. At the end, I think the best one to get is Wreck Desolation for the experience. Just don't expect a lot of playtime out of it. The others I do recommend, but just get them on sale if you can.